All right, friends, are you ready for Junie B. Jones, Chapter 8? It's called Clicking. Now remember, she is out on this nature hike, and she's starting to have a little bit of fun. She's found some really pretty red flowers. All right, let's start in here. We hiked and hiked to the end of the trail. Then Donald gave us granola bars. Plus, also, we drank Gatorade. Donald liked my flower head. You look like a walking lua blossom, he said. I did a frown at that word. A lua what-a? I said. A lua blossom. The flowers in your hair are called red lua blossoms, he explained. Lua blossoms are a favorite food source for a little red bird called an apapane. I stared at that man for a real long time. You have way too much information in your head, Don, I said. Donald laughed real loud. Then I laughed too. Only it wasn't actually a joke. After we rested, we started hiking back to the bus. Mother and Daddy and I went last again. Only this time I had to walk even slower. On account of the flowers kept falling out of my hair, and so I had to keep picking them up and putting them back. Come on, Junie B, said Mother. We need to stay up with the others. If the flowers fall out of your hair, you'll just have to leave them. I did a frown. But I worked very hard at this flower arrangement, I said. I don't want to go back to the bus empty-handed. Mother thought for a minute. And then she picked up more flowers from the trail, and she wove them in all over my head. Plus also she used some bobby pins to hold them. So she's making like a little wreath of flowers for him. There, that ought to do it the trick, she said. Now come on, let's go. We've got to catch up. And so both of us started to run. Only too bad for me, because all of a sudden my shoe came loose, and so I quick sat down on the trail to tie it. And that is the last pleasant hiking memory I have. Whoosh! The noise zoomed by my ear. Whoosh! I did a gasp. A teensy red bird flew right by my face. I sat there real frozen. The bird fluttered and flapped, and it chirped and twerped and dipped and swirled, and then, plop, that crazy bird landed right on top of my head. My mouth tried to shout, but no words would come out. I quick stood up and tried to shoo him away, but he just flapped and flopped and fluttered some more, and he kept right on staying there. And then finally my voice came back to normal. Bird! Bird! 911! 911! Bird! 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 I screeched. Mother and Daddy came running back to me. Their mouths fell all the way open. They tried to shoo the bird away too, but it still kept flapping and flopping and fluttering up there. Suddenly, Mother covered her mouth with her hand. Oh my gosh, I think it's stuck, she said. I think it's tangled in her hair. My eyes got big and wide at that news. Tangled? I yelled. The bird is tangled in my hair? Are you kidding me? I raised my screech even louder. It's tangled! It's tangled! 911! 911! Tangled bird! I hollered. All of the bus people came rushing back at once. Plus Donald came rushing back too. He came to a stop in front of the group, and then he quick gathered himself together and he started giving orders. Okay, I need everyone to go back to the bus now, he said. Please. The old people hurried away. Then Donald turned to Mother and Daddy, and he made his voice very calming. Okay, Mom and Dad, step away from the bird, he said. Mother and Daddy looked at each other, then both of them stepped away. After that, Donald walked to me real slow, and he squatted down next to me, and he held my hand. You okay, honey? He asked. I rolled my eyes. I've got a bird on my head here, Don. How good can I be? I said. Donald smiled. I don't know. You look pretty brave to me, he said. I thought for a minute and did a sigh. I'm not, Donald. I'm not brave, I said. I'm afraid of jellyfish and eels. Donald shrugged. Join the club, he said. After that, he gave me a pat and he told me my final instructions. Just hold your head perfectly still, he said. I'm gonna walk behind you and untangle this little guy, okay? My heart pounded real hard. Okay, I said back. I stood as still as I could be. Donald's voice kept talking real quiet and calm. In all the years as a nature guide, I've never seen a sight like this, he said. I raised my eyebrows. Really, Donald? I said. Really, he said. I wish I had a picture of this. A picture of this would be 1 in a million. That's when it hit me. I did a gasp. Donald, I have a camera, I said. I pointed to my backpack lying on the trail. It's right in there. Mother covered her mouth. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot about that, she said. She bent down real slow and she got the camera from my backpack and click, click, she took a picture. I kept on staying still. I felt Donald pick up the bird real gentle and he untangled its feet from my hair. Click, click, Mother took another picture. Then, hooray. Let's see the picture. Look at that. The bird stuck in her hair. I bet it was attracted to all those flowers in her hair. Caption says, a bird in the hair. A bird in the hair. Instead of a bird in the air. Donald held out his hands and he showed me the teensy tiny little red bird. Look, see? Not one feather harmed, he said. Good job, young lady. I smiled real relieved. Good job to you too, Donald, I said. You see, there's another picture. And it says, a bird in the hands. He winked at me. How about if you and I go release this little fella back to his tree, he said. He's gonna have a pretty exciting story to tell all of his friends, isn't he? I thought about show and tell. Yes, I said, we both are. After that, I took the camera from Mother, and me and Donald went down the trail a little way. Donald set the little bird on a rock, and he kept his hands around the bird real gentle. Ready? Said Donald. Ready, I said. Donald took his hands away, and flap, flap, the bird started to fly. I began snapping pictures very fast. Then, zoom, it flew away. For a second, I stood there real silent. Donald stood real silent too. Whoa, I said finally. Wow, said Donald. We looked at each other and smiled. I aimed my camera one more time. Click, click. She took a picture of her new friend Donald. So here's the pictures as they're releasing the bird. See it flying up into the tree, and then there's a picture of her new friend Donald. And the captions say, a bird in the tree, bye-bye birdie, and my new friend Dawn. All right, I'll see you next time. We'll be ready for our very last chapter, chapter 9. Okay, see you then.